Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to the studio. Today we are going to be talking about the most wonderful time of the month, Community Day. Wow, it feels like it has been forever since we have had an event or anything. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of a breather, relax, let everything relax for a moment, and finally jump back in. So I haven't been doing a lot of videos over the last week or so. Number one, I've been gone, but number two, it's just there hasn't been much to talk about, and I've had some family things to get done. So we're going to be jumping back into this, and I've got a few fun video ideas for the rest of this week. But first off, we need to talk about Community Day coming up this Saturday. So to do that, I'm going to take you over here to the Hub, one of the best places for Wizards Unite information. Brita actually has one-on-one communication with people at WB, so she actually gets inside information a little bit ahead of time and can be one of the first people to put it out. So I definitely follow her site. One of these days I might be able to get that access too, but for right now we're going to stay over here and check out what she has. So first off, it's starting this Saturday, the 18th. It will be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. local time, and they should have figured out all the time zone issues by now. It looks like that ran pretty well last time for Community Day, so plan on it being 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., but you never know, it might start an hour early, so be ready and be listening to what might be coming up. This Community Day will have a task list, and there's some interesting things about this. I kind of like what they're doing with the task list for this Community Day. Mostly we're going to be focusing on the Room of Requirements, page number 4 in the Wonders of the Wizarding World. This is the one with the harp, the dirigible plums, the music box, the gazing ball, and the quibbler. Now, I know a lot of people have gone a long ways with this because there aren't any challenge foundables in here, so a lot of people have this page already done. But for those of you who don't, this will be a chance that you could probably finish this page and max it to gold in one day. So for those of you who have completed it, as like I have, they're also offering the Whomping Willow, Weasley's Flying Car, and the Faux Glass. These are a couple other items in the Wonders of the Wizarding World that are a little bit more rare. They're harder to come by, and so this is kind of cool. If you have already completed the Room of Requirements page 4, then you can work on collecting these other items that you might not have for the pages. But that being said, you're going to want to make sure you have the Fortress Foundables filled out so you can be ready for it. As you can see here, I need more of the train as well as the sign in the 9 3/4. I've got to get out there and make sure I get those. Now on the Hogwarts gate, you might want to keep an eye on the night bus. We're going to be talking about that here in a minute. So you may not want to make sure you max that out, but if you do, you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. Using the Trace Tonic will increase your chances of seeing these particular items, particularly the Whomping Willow, the car, and the Faux Glass. So if you are hunting those 3 items, you want to have a Trace Tonic running. So make sure you have at least 6 of those brewed between now and next Saturday. During the event, you're going to want to be brewing your Estimulo potions. So all 3 of them will be much faster. They'll be increased twice as fast with just regular brewing, and then with the Master Notes, it will go from 15% up to 50%. This means you'll be able to brew potions in a quarter of the time as normal. So if they take 8 hours normally, they're only going to be taking 2 hours during this time slot, but that means during this time slot. So you got to make sure you figure out your brewing if this is something you're really interested in. A cool little touch on this, Wonder of the Wizarding World encounters will be less likely to depart. So if you're trying to get those harder, rarer ones, there's less chance that they're going to disappear on you. I think that's kind of cool. They don't have anything in here about a higher catch rate with Potent Stimulo. Last time we had Potent Stimulos were a 100% catch rate, so every time you used one of those, you got one the first time. That was absolutely mind-blowingly awesome. They might do something like this. They didn't talk about it last time, so they might continue it. So check out what happens when you use a Potent Stimulo and see if you do get that 100% catch rate. Those are really, really cool. Next up, dark detectors will last for an entire hour instead of just 30 minutes. So you're probably going to be wanting to sticking around inns. Using dark detectors, you'll be getting a lot of higher spawn rates. I think that is a great option. If you do have a cluster of inns that have a normally high spawning rate, sticking around those might be more valuable. And this is one of the times where if you have a spot like that, it might be worth it to go there instead of trying to do the parking lot hop to catch them around. Also, the spell energy will be on the map, a very cool item, especially for me because I will be out on the trail in the middle of a race. It'll be harder for me to get to inns. Seeing that on the map will be very nice. But even with seeing that on the map and even with getting spell energy in the free bundle, you're probably going to want to make sure that you have your energy maxed out because there is a lot of grinding here and you might not be near inns, especially if you're doing the parking lot hop or out in the middle of a race. They are also turning off the landmarks for this. So if you are in a zone that normally spawns something else, it won't be doing that during this 3-hour window. So yeah, don't worry about that. As long as it is a high spawning location, that's where you want to be. You will be getting a free pack as well, which will have a tonic for trace detection. You'll have a unicorn hair. It'll have 6 snowdrops, 4 bitter roots, 2 Riem blood, and then 25 spell energy. So the potions you need, the ingredients you need for your potent stimulo. But let's actually get down to the tasks, and this is where things are a little bit different here. I like how they're setting this up for this particular event. Before we actually talk about the tasks on here, let's look down here and see there are all of these. Ooh, reward, 1 night bus, 1 night bus, 1 night bus. There are 6 possible night buses you can get. Now, the nice thing about it, the way it's set up, is you won't get this until you click the button. So if you do complete these ahead of time and you haven't completed your night buses, you can wait until you need them and then you can click the button to get them. So in my case, right now I need 8 buses and 3 Whomping Willows. Now I'm going to go out today and get my night buses up close to where I need them, if not all the way to the full max on that. So if I do completely get night buses up, then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to get 3 Whomping Willows. Well, I'm probably also going to use a Trace Tonic, and by that point I probably will have used 2 Potent Stimulos. And so I'll have this one ready to claim, and I'll have this one ready to claim, and then very soon after that I'll have this one ready to claim. And so what I can do is wait on clicking those buttons until I have prestiged the page, and then I can click the buttons and get those night bus fragments. So make sure that you don't accept rewards ahead of time. Wait until you need the night bus fragments and then accept them. Otherwise, you're just wasting them once you've clicked on it. So think about that ahead of time. So let's actually look at these. Number 1, you're going to have to return 5 Whomping Willow fragments. Number 2, you're going to have to return 5 faux glass fragments. Those should be relatively easy. It's sounding like the spawn rates on them will be relatively high. And then you're going to have to do 15 medium threat Wonders of the Wizarding World, or better foundables. So you're probably going to be getting that fairly quickly, as the Whomping Willow is emergency, the faux glass is high. So the medium threat level, I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. If it is, then put on dark detectors on and in, and it'll go much quicker. Number 4, you're going to have to return 30 Wonders of the Wizarding World. That one should be really quick because you're going to be doing a lot of Wonders of the Wizarding World. You've done 10 of them already up here, and there'll be a lot of others spawning. And then use 2 Potent Stimulos. If they do make those 100%, then that's going to be really quick and easy because I'll be burning through a lot of them. And then the last one, Trace Tonic. I'm going to be using 6 Trace Tonics during this event once every half hour. That will be bringing more things to me, particularly the Whomping Willow and the Faux Glass and other things like that that I'll be needing. Once you've completed all of these, then you'll come down here and you'll get 3 more spellbooks for those of you who still need them, especially for the Magizoos out there and Aurors who are hunting their spellbooks. 40 more gold, and then 100 Wizarding World Family XP. Yay! So definitely be looking at your lists right now and seeing what Fortress Foundables you need to collect before this event begins. So you're going to want to get out there and make sure you're maximizing your Fortress Foundables for the Wonders of the Wizarding World, so that you have all those in place, so you can be focusing on the Faux Glass, you can be focusing on the Whomping Willow and Weasley's Car. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting those when they're out and about, because those are harder to find, but for this event, they will be much easier. Now, this community day won't be focusing specifically on communities, so if you don't have a community around you, you're going to be wanting to go to a place that has high spawn rates. Otherwise, getting around with other people is a lot of fun, especially if your group spreads out just a little bit. Then you'll be able to say, ooh, there's this over there, ooh, there's this over there, and it just makes it a little bit easier to find these items. If I were going to be around here, I'd probably have several people join me with my van, and we do the parking lot hop around. One of the highest spawn rates in the area. That would be a great way to do it, but I'm actually going to be up in northern Wisconsin on a 100K race up in the woods. So hopefully my cell service will be decent, but we'll find out when we get there. So I'd love to hear your strategies. What are you planning on doing for this? Are you thinking this is going to be a good one or different? I kind of like how they're focusing on one page, but on top of that, because this page, several people might have completed it, they're giving some high spawns in that same type. So I kind of like that balance. You're focusing on grinding out that one page, but you do have access to other things that are harder to find. Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how this actually rolls out. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it's going to be a good idea? Do you think it's going to be fun? Do you think it's a bust? Let me know. Comments down below. I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone over on the HiveMind. I've got a fun few ideas, and occasionally I do some giveaways on there, and I'm looking forward to doing a couple giveaways in the next few days, as I haven't had as much time to be on there, and I want to say sorry for that. So we're going to be giving away a few items in the next day or two on the HiveMind. If you haven't been on there before, the Wizards News HiveMind Discord server, there's a link down below. I think that'll do it for today, and until next time, have a magical day. And we're going to do a chocolate frog, and this is one of the cool ones from Carolina, so thank you for sending that in. They want the shout out to go to Rowan Reports this time. So if you haven't seen her channel, I'll leave a link to that down below. She does some really cool things, and several people have been telling me, oh, you got to check it. And it's like, yes, I follow her channel quite a bit. Really good stuff on there. So let's see what we get. This is one of the older ones with some interesting things that I've never seen before, so it's probably a card I don't have, if I can ever get the thing open. And today we have Donningham Trimlet? That's probably a musical term. Trimlet. Oh, yeah, this one's kind of cool. It's got rocking on there. He plays bass with a popular wizarding band. I like these old cards. They got some interesting things in them.